and welcome to another edition of the program Good Morning Saloon. We come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM, and we will bring you this edition of the program Good Morning Saloon. Musa Kamarana Minim.
And Mina Khadija Bangura, good morning. Inside the program this Tuesday morning, political party them and self the public go assess how they see the standard of living as Salon for people during President Bio in 5 years in office. If people can remember, last week, Radio Democracy been start for look at different sector them as we continue for assess President Bio in 5 years in office. Last week, we look at human rights and democracy. Today, in the program, we look at the standard of living for citizens them na Salon during President Bio in 5 years in office. Well, for can look at this topic and self-assess how Salon people don't they live. Now, the studio this morning, we get Hon.Abdul Kargbo from constituency 077 and in a NAC member na the All People's Congress APC party, when a one party main opposition party them, and Sef na member na the communications department for the party. Good morning, Hon.Abdul, and welcome to the program Good Morning Salon.
Good morning, Kajija. Good morning, 98.1. Good morning, me people in a salon.
We get with we also in the studio Thomas Dixon, in a journalist, and most them he can comment on issues them we get for do with national interest or public affairs issues them. And don't they give your commentary as journalist. Good morning, Dixon, and welcome to the program Good Morning Salon.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
And also, people want to announce, say, would they expect the National Publicity Secretary for the ruling SLPP party, we na Lahai leema, we just joined with na the studios this morning. Good morning, Lahai leema, and welcome to the program Good Morning Saloon.
Good morning, Karija. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, the topic today we look at, we assess the standard of living for citizens them during President Bio in 5 years in office. Inside 2018, Salon people have been votes for the president, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, and gave him a mandate of 5 years. And before the election, the president been share a manifesto with Salon people them. Also, he put things them where he tells Salon people, let's say, if them vote for him, it will make sure say he able to give them some of them basic things and they. And among them things and they, one pan they highlights them of the new direction manifesto. Now the one we get for do with the standard of living. Also, I talk about the bread and butter and other issues them. Almost 5 years down the line, Radio Democracy, they come back and look at some of them things and they waiting the president don't able to achieve when campaign the standard of living for Salon people. Well, for lady premise, we start with Lahai leema as they represent the ruling Salon People's Party for give a status report to Salon people waiting the SLPP government able for do 5 years along the line in terms of standard of living, waiting and talk about the new direction manifesto. Lahai leema.
Yes, Karija. Good morning again, listeners. When we talk of standard of living here, not necessarily limited to bread and butter. As a party, before we come to power, we do a diagnosis of what's been prevalent at that material time. So I make we manifesto actually been localized. We go around and try for survey, waiting been the things that will be the ambog the people there. So when we capture that in our manifesto, the president, by the grace of God, with the elect him, he come into office with focus. Given the fact, say, we don't come at the time we, of course, the economy being there in downtown, and at the same time, most of the essential services themselves, they make people's life improve, instead being there in shambles. At the time, we picking themselves for seat NPSs until you get 3 picking them to 1 question paper. Examination malpractice been there in the reef. The confidence in the educational system be don't drop drastically. At the same time, corruption be there in the increase, even in terms of government projects them. The economy will be the boom, it actually decline. So northern states then they we come meet this country. Even at the time we get a lot of ghost workers, you get a lot of people who work in the health sector without PIN code, who are not properly put on payroll, people and they wait and they double dip. Now then situations and they will meet. So with all of those, and the country also be over reliant on the mining sector, where it means say where we get Ebola, the shock, not able for manage them. So we come in office at the time where the presidency say we need for diversify our economy and at the same time deepen human capital development. Because when you diversify your economy, any shock will come, you go able for manage them. When we come out in our office at the time where we feel say the economy been there in downturn, we come up with very good policies measures, economic policy measures, then we able for help we for even roll out a flagship program in 3 months' time, and we are able for also gain donor confidence in we economic activities and government able for roll out programs then. Now, after we don't achieve them one day, the human capital development we talk about, the president focus and make sure say, first of all, he try for like separate the educational system itself from that of the primary, pre-primary, and secondary. That is the basic aspect from the tertiary aspect for able to get efficiency in the sector. We also don't try for diversify the economy in terms of boosting tourism, fisheries, and agriculture. After we will begin for record growth by 5.3% in the first one year. Shortly after that, the Ebola struck, and we actually try for do a policy shift in terms of how government expenditure to go. We begin, instead of putting money now into development programs, government begin to try for address emergency issues and see how best even it will get the economy for flow, especially with the SMEs and also the business people there. We also see the pandemic because of lockdown, how much it affects the world because of the lockdown and they across the world, and Sierra Leone not being any exception. Shortly after all the fees say the pandemic self the subside, we also face the global crisis we got for do with the Ukraine and Russia. But with all of these, the management strategy of this government in trying for ensure say we able to get goods them, especially essential commodities in the market, and even with to picking them where they go school, pay fees for them picking, and they take that burden from the parents them, provide vehicles we go able for take them picking them to the house so that to the houses them so that they go able for get better time for study. At the same time, increase energy supply from 16 to 40%. This also help for make the picking able for get time even at night for let them able for grab for study. And also, we don't see the many queues that will be done. They see during the drives for water. I'm not saying not deal, but we not see much of that again as it be done. They happen because what in government don't do aside of the areas that wouldn't know able to forget water, they don't increase bowsers them where they take water in communities them we actually not get pipe running. So we also look into the traffic systems. Even when the city they clog with traffic, human congestions, we see how the Hill Bypass Road, the government just don't complete that. We're not able for help also if you take too many times from Eastern Police to Upgon. Now you can take that bypass where it take you easily to the eastern part of Freetown. All of them things the our government they do now for reduce the burden on the people, then for able for improve on their life, then thinking skills, able for go about finding the livelihood. Now see recently waiting the even happen at Wilberforce, because for minimize the road traffic accident on pedestrians, the government also don't take up the responsibility for all do and overhead for the pedestrians when they cross the road. All of them things and the government they do, they improve on the livelihood of the people them. We see how government allocates about 11% of the national revenue to the health sector for also improve on we health services in this country. That is from 6% to 11%. And we also don't see innovations in the health sector itself, which I will get mobile health services to about 12 districts in this country. We're able to attend to about 12,000 patients them. We also don't see improvement also in some of the health areas in terms of even diagnosing cervical cancers and also getting operationalized dialysis facilities in this country. So even with the health sector, we are not there yet, but gradually we are making progress. So with all of them marks and they, this government are able to achieve, where they in line with the president vision as at the time where it take up office, this na huge score where it will try for minimize the burden where if we don't cause for the people if we not being get a better management skills, a leader will get a better management skills for run the country at a time like this when the crisis is all over the world, and Sierra Leone being no exception where it affects we, especially when we na an economy where they grapple, and we also not even get that kind of raw material where we the export we're a net importing driven country where we over reliant on waiting the common outside world for like we able for manage the economy.
Okay, thank you very much. Continue for stay with me inside the program. We get pardon. In him na Lahai Leema, in the National Publicity Secretary for the Salone People's Party, and inside the edition of the program Good Morning Salone, we will look at living condition under President Bio in 4 years plus rule.
We get Lahai Leema, the National Publicity Secretary for the Salone People's Party, and Hon.Abdul Kargbo, we Nanak member from the All People's Congress and self-a part of the communications team, and Thomas Dixon, a journalist. Today in the program, we look at standards of living for the citizens them during President Bio in tenure as president, as they round up now in 5 years in office. We don't listen to the premise where Lahai Leema, where they represent the ruling government stomach, where they come out to the main opposition party, when the APC party, Hon.Abdul Kargbo. You don't listen to Lahai Leema as he unpack some of the things them where the government's able for do within the 5 years for ensure say the citizens then get good standard of living. From una own perspective as an opposition party, how una can assess the standard of living for citizens them during President Bio in tenure as it completes now in 5 years in office?
Well, interestingly, most of the one they wait in our government, based on the money where they get and salary and all, they're not the feel within the ordinary Sierra Leonean the feel. So then perception about the standard of living is quite different from if you go ask whether they not treat. When the minister they talking measure say, well, limit corruption, this, that, and I want to make some clarification. Let we go into the audit reports and see the amount of money them where they lost, money that way they not they account for. In 2015, when I be APC term, now 65.4 billion. In 2016, when I APC term, now been 75.5 billion. In 2017, when I APC term, now been 37.2 billion. If you add all the 3 years, then they win APC term. The money we lost, it total to 178.1 billion for 3 years. Just in 1 year, 2021, this government lost 178 billion, 187.3 billion. We beat the 3 years of APC joints together. Now in this government loss. And it will interest you for note, more APC people don't go answer na ACC for this money we lost in this period than the one that will go answer for this 187.3 billion we lost this very year. So if we talk about corruption, we talk about unaccounted money, I feel say this government is top notch for everything. But quite apart from that, I just touched on it because the minister make mention about corruption. You say a lot of talk about the standard of living. Very recently, we get what we call the 2022 Global Hunger Index. Then just released recently. And they assess 121 countries. Sierra Leone can 112. Most of the countries that will beat, now countries that were in war. So it tell you, say, the level of hunger in this country is very unprecedented and very alarming. And I tell you, in 2018, what we the left power? Inflation now been 14.91%. 2018, what we the left power? Right now, where they talk to you, inflation is 38.48%. We know one day upon a salon. For the first time in the history of this country, we get a government in Guinea. We get good economic policy, fiscal policy than the government na salon. This not the first thing. The Guinea money, it kitchen beat salon. This not the first thing. Even if you go even to the external debt of Guinea, you find out say Guinea get prudent financial management than Sierra Leone when a military government now they rule Guinea. Yeah. Now, Lord, we look at some of the basics. Before I go for that, Lord, look at some of the basics. When this government came in 2018, they meet one bag rest 200,000. As I talk to you now, almost 5 years, they don't raise them up to 650,000. So in 5 years, then, there is 225% increment in the price of bag of rice. We're not the staple food. Yeah? Me, an engineer, I do some calculations. I do what I call the average annual increment in the price of bag of rice. So when you look, say, they don't raise them from 200 to 650,000. You check them by year. It means, say, for every year, the SLPP, they add 90,000 leons per bag of rice. 90,000 leons per bag of rice. So meaning, if rice they right now, 650,000, then you give the other 5 years, then continue for add this 90,000, 90,000. Rest go 1,100,000 under SLPP. Because they not get good fiscal policies. They not get prudent financial management. This now the first government where they can then change money. The money where they change, they left the old one, then say we stop for user, and they not even stop for user. Up to now the old one they run. And ask them how much they go use for print money. Billions of loans now they spend for print money. Guinea no ever change their money. But their economy is far better than ours. That's how you see, then get people the way able to control the economy. Let's tell you, most of the alala way then they make say na global, Ukraine. No, not to Ukraine. No. La go into some data. Yeah? La go to Guinea. I they use Guinea, I they use Ivory Coast, I they use Liberia. Now all in at the Mano River Union. Yeah? Guinea in 2020, then growth rate they estimate them for be 7%. Yeah? Then Guinea, then public debt now 43.3% of the GDP. So you find out, say, even at worst, the external debt no past 50% of the GDP, 43.3%. The inflation rate na Guinea, as I talk now, 12%. You go to Cote d'Ivoire, the inflation rate now 4.2%. You see, and the public debt now 50% of the GDP. Sierra Leone, we public debt is over 95% of we GDP. Yeah? And where country they trust, now for letting citizens them better. Now for let provide basic amenities for your citizens them. But this government not the one. Let I tell you, where they can have power, palm oil, this oil for gallon, now be 170,000 for gallon, one batter. Just in 5 years, in less than 5 years, they raise them up to 560,000. When a 241% increment. So meaning, where do the average annual increment? It means say every year, then they add 78 leons per oil in price. Yeah? So if we left SLPP for another 5 years, then still they add 78 leons, we go begin buy oil 950,000 leons. Now we go again to basic cookery. Not to the one at restaurant to that basic cookery sometimes fish chef no go did it. 2018, we people them in the band 3,000 leons for plate. 3,000. And the man there would go sit down na cookery bar for 3,000. Now you check 15,000 for plate. So meaning from 2018 to now, they don't add 400% now the price of basic cookery and normal cookery. 400%. I do average annual increment in the price of cookery. It shows say for every year, then they add 2,400 per the price of cookery. So if we left SLPP for another 5 years, then they begin buy cookery 27,000 euros for one plate. So the young man the way they dance in the street, where they sing in the street, if they use them, not a person get for go buy cookery for them. Not a person get for go buy cookery for them. So these are the most difficult financial circumstances this country don't ever face since independence. The microeconomic data, they're all appalling. They're all discouraging. But this na the first day they see bank governor, they pull money in a bank, reserve in a bank dollar, they go sell on the street. They go auction am. Because they don't know say not to auction of dollars, they calm down with the exchange rate. They don't know say na foreign direct investment, then they calm down with the exchange rate. You see, so the economic policies now, interestingly, palm wine, na salon and they produce am. Yeah, palm wine na salon and they produce am, na salon and they process everything. For the first time in the history of salon, we left palm wine 120,000. Remember, oil we left from 170,000. We left palm wine 120,000, and palm wine was cheaper than oil. Will be the left power. Right now, palm wine, ordinary palm wine now 650,000. There has been 442% increment. And if SLPP continue for dinner power, then they ban 1,180,000 for butter. I will tell you why make palm wine go up shortly.
All right, Honorable. Just so una know, we produce and in the time una 10 minutes each for una make una case them. Well, the program na Good Morning Salon. We continue the program and the time from studio clock now na 8:15.
The program na Good Morning Salon, we come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. You will listen to Hon.Abdul Kargbo from constituency 077 and also a member of the APC communication team for the 2023 election. And before that, you've been listening to Lahai leema and the National Publicity Secretary for the Salon People's Party. Today, inside the program, we look at the living condition of Salon people under President Bio in regime. And inside the program, we get Thomas Dixon, a journalist and social commentator on national issues. Thomas Dixon, you don't listen to the politicians on the living condition of Australians under President Bio in reign. As a journalist and social commentator, what you can talk about the living condition and standard of Australians at this moment?
I think the living condition and standard of living of Sierra Leonean is getting worse each and every day. I don't want to go into the politician and talk about cookery, because we don't see politicians and before now they talk about a plate of cookery, hoping that when they come, they go change the plate of cookery or the cost of cookery not happen. But the situation is very, very worse, and for the layman down there get what they eat, it's very difficult. For even government workers, they are being paid from government coffers, for let them able for meet expenditure needs, it's very, very difficult. And I want for also say the economy start for fail, or the standard of living start for depreciate even before the COVID and the Russian-Ukraine war. However, you no go remove the COVID and Russian-Ukraine war from the current predicament we will deepen, because it's not only affecting Sierra Leone, it's affecting other countries. You look at with currency, we get one of the weakest currency in the world. Currency don't depreciate to almost 40%, and we are not think we do enough for what they call we currency. And if you look at the maiden address of President Bio na Parliament in May 2018, he been tell the people of this country for that he go rebuild, revamp the economy of this country. But we not see that yet. He also tell the people of this country that he go reduce the wage bill. Rather, we see an increase in the wage bill. In fact, in the last appropriation bill presented to Parliament by the Minister of Finance, let me say former Minister of Finance, Dennis Vandy, he say apart from the global issues, the size of government also they affect the economy of Sierra Leone. Let's take for instance in State House, where you have a communication manager, a communication consultant, a communication this, about 5 people handling communication. You have the Ministry of Information doing duplicating the same work, and so many other offices where you go say not important. And will be this government been promised the people of this country that then go reduce wage bill. Rather, we don't see an increase in wage bill. Partly then go say, okay, wage bill will increase because we don't employ more teachers, we don't employ more nurses. But again, there are many government offices that have been created over the years. And you look at the prices of commodity also don't sharply increase from outside the Mindi. And this government promised the people of a better living. I remember just like our Hon.Abdul Sidonaya, where the former Minister of Finance, now Chief Minister Jacob Jusu Safa, be the talk. Now so be the talk. See how the plate of cookery, it don't turn this, the plate of this don't costy, and we'll come go reduce them in 6 months, and that has not happened. So in my analysis, I believe say we country they in a very serious economic situation, and according to the recent World Bank economic update, they say Sierra Leone they in a high debt risk, meaning with debt the world don't take in this country is at a risky point, and that not they reflect on the standard of living of the ordinary Sierra Leonean. So my brother Lahai and Leema talked about increased energy supply. Yes, we've seen 36% from 15% to 36% increase on paper, but we've not seen that in reality. Look at Freetown, for example. Freetown, they experience so many epileptic supply of electricity. Sometimes some homes they go weeks without electricity supply. He talked about water. I will tell him, say, the water sector, there has been no improvement so far in the water sector. You go na areas there, you go see people, and maybe outside they win a minister, then they go supply them. But there are areas where people, a lot of areas in Freetown where people are struggling to get water. And the Hon.Abdul Member of Parliament talked about audit and ACC. I think from 2015 to date, we audit reports then don't remain for be alarming. They don't remain for be alarming. The past 5 years, where you put all the money that we don't auditor allege say they don't missing or they don't misappropriate, it's up to 500 billion euros. It's up to 500 billion euros from 2018 to date. And would they see government not they take any action for able for recover those stolen money, or are we waiting for government to change hands for let's get another commission of inquiry? We should be seen, which government should be seen taking action. I talk about the ACC. For me, I think the ACC then work on the audit. It's like a showbooting, wherein they can no more for car make like say then they do work and they do nothing. Even Parliament, I think Hon.Abdul lady and then get that responsibility. From 2018 to date, they've not debated any of the audit report, and what I think say IBAD. And there is a parliamentary account committee, public account committee for able for call government agencies. They for can explain. We found one thing. We've not seen that for the past 4 years, and which we don't know what thing they happen at all. We can also see after audit report, Ministry of Finance they come with some things that they say they don't put in place. But the other year, audit report come out, the money where they lost, it they worsen. And this not get for do with one party. It has been the issue since 2015. Year in, year out, to get the same recommendations, same issues, and these things they affect the economy. And I want to also say where this one of the reasons why make the economy this so is it got to do with the way the government handle some of the multinational investors, them like SL Mining. That issue not be handled properly. But we thank, as time progress, we see wisdom prevail. People and somebody came in and say, no, we cannot fight these people. Let's allow them to operate. And eventually they allow them to operate. Imagine if SL Mining don't they operate from 20. We know, say, okay, we all aware, say some agreement, mining agreement, them in 2018, they were all rushed through Parliament. But there are ways where government go handle transition. You no go just say because I don't kind of power, not to me approve, not to we parliament approve this, we remove una. No, that also gets an effect on the economy. So I think in all of these things, we see say the ordinary man, the suffer, and the level of poverty don't increase na salon past how it been day 2018.
All right, Dixon, you don't exceed your first set of 10 minutes. We continue the program. We'll take music. We'll come back. We'll continue with the studio guest them.
And the sound sensation. Come from run the nation. Check this out.
Now who's them will get the right man on the right place, huh?
We're talking about reality this time.
Youth man, face reality. 1, 2, they want make me talk fool. 3, 4, when most of we want. Some saying on this, some saying on that, some saying on the one that with the rule we are. Now me say sing again. 1, 2, they want make me talk fool. 3, 4, when most of we want. Some saying on this, some saying on that, some saying on the way with the men we are. So tell me why you still do them thing. But you know see no they help you salon for grow. Tell me why you descend out in the street for make salon not here don't go with back disease. Tell me why you dey build a land where you know see them a give you permit for bill. Tell me how you want to see salon where you dey people put the right man at the right place. Tell me how you salon for grow you dey working on the people pay you income tax. The poor man still is draining pain then they eat and forgetting the wheel for ships. Some say no this, some say no that. Some saying on this, some saying on that, some saying on the one that with the rule we are. Now me say sing again. 1, 2, now make we talk fool. 3, 4, when most of we want. Some saying on this, some saying on that, some saying on the way with the men we are.
Right, we continue with the program. Good morning, Salon. We hope so you enjoy that music day. Where Obelix crew do for we na the program and the entitled last song they face reality. Well, we continue the program today with the assess President Bio as in the 5 years in office, how the standard of living don't talk for citizens them. We don't talk to we studio guest them, Lahai Lawrence-Liman, we na the National Publicity Secretary for the ruling SLPP government. We talk to Hon.Abdul Kargbo, na NAC member from the main opposition APC party and Sef na the communications unit. We get a social commentator, we Sef na journalist, Thomas Dixon, in Sef we don't talk to him. Well, Radio Democracy been go talk to the ordinary citizens in the different partner Freetown. Now this thing gets for say but the standard of living as President Bio the 5 years in office.
Well, the condition of living in the country, in my own perspective, as you say, it's tedious to some extent. Tedious in the sense where you check the transport fare compared to waiting in the pay we in the country. It's very, very incomparable because you know we imagine and they pay somebody 500,000 or 1 million units, but the transport we they pay maybe for the day go up to 20,000 leons or so. Even the prices of food commodities, the price of food commodities don't so skyrocket.
Even though we price the hike on them food commodities there, they make sure say they pay subsidies them again for their food stuff there. For make sure say many people them get them because we don't they see other countries them they suffer for get access to their food. But here in Sierra Leone, the accessibility is people them they get them at every given time when you want food. Now the country they get them. The government don't do so much for make sure say the people them get access to them food stuff there because accessibility, as I can say, now any country so far where people then get access to things them, especially food commodities them, I feel say a good. So government of Sierra Leone don't do very good job in that area. Therefore, make sure say the people then get access to them food commodities there.
Well, to me, the living condition, things are very difficult. Then they are not going to lie, devoid of politics or what. You know, like what they get today, it's not happening. At least for feed my family, you know, get basic things they normal for myself. it's very, very difficult. That I will not hide, especially with the prices of commodities. They go higher every now and then. And even in my own family and even friends, they were the meet tweets and people them around. It's just the same thing. Then they complain, say things are very, very difficult. Because things are very difficult. Rice now 600,000 per bag. Very difficult. Per mine now don't dare.
Yeah, I tell you, thank you, understand me. We know yes, system, it didn't change because of the global crisis, understand me, and the Ukrainian war. So you compare to other countries like Nigeria and big parts of the economy, they to life for petrol, to life for all things. But we tell God, thinking I will not to line. God help we will solve her. You get me? What you be going for? The way look out tomorrow,